Hey everybody, welcome back. These are some dates getting ruined in 28 seconds or less. I want to know, what is the worst date you have ever been on? The more details, the better.
I cannot believe I've never told you guys about the story of why I didn't Tinder date for so long, because I went on my first ever date after getting out of my relationship that I'd been in since high school. My first ever Tinder date was awful. It was awful. So we match, we're chatting. He looked really cute in the photos, like so cute that I'm like, I reckon he's a catfish because he looks too cute. Anyway, we're chatting for a while and he goes, we should catch up. And I was like, yeah, we should. He was like, where do you want to go? And I'm like, let's just go to Chermside, because like everyone in Brisbane knows that Chermside is just like an easy meeting place. It's easy, it's local, it's easy. And he goes, oh, a bit difficult for me to get to, but all good. And I was like, do you not drive? And he was like, no, I don't. And I was like, that's a red flag. But I'm too naive to know red flags and know to not go on the date. Anyway, I'm like, just to be polite, I'm like, oh, do you want me to pick you up? And he was like, that'd be great. And I was like, you're supposed to be like, no, don't worry about it. So I could be like, no, it's fine. Or just like say no, because like you're a man. Anyway, whatever. So then I like go to pick him up. He actually looks like the photos, which I was shocked. We get to Betty's Burgers, really romantic. And you know how you have to like stand and order before you like sit down? We're there ordering and he finishes his order and then he looks at me and he goes, do I have to pay for you? Like exactly like that. And I was like, no. And the girl at the counter is like looking at me like, sis. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. It gets worse though. We sit down, he's really boring and he only talks about himself. And then the little buzzer thing goes off and he goes up to get his food and he comes back down and he goes, oh, yours is over there, by the way. And I was like, you couldn't have just grabbed that? Like, what do you mean? Anyway, go get my food. I literally have the worst 45 minutes of my life. Like, it was just awful. It was so bad. And so we're getting up to leave and he goes, oh, do you want to go watch a movie? I should have said no, but I'm too awkward and uncomfortable to say no. So I was like, sure. We go over to the cinema and he goes, what do you want to see? And I was like, oh, honestly, like I'm really easy, but like anything except the Jurassic World movie. Like I don't really do dinosaurs. I don't know if he didn't listen to what I said or he didn't give a, but he goes up to the counter and he goes, 2 for Jurassic World, please. And I was like, and then everyone knows how expensive it is at Chermside. He looks at me. He just stares at me. She says the price and he just looks at me until I eventually pull out my card and I pay for it.
No,
and he goes, oh, thanks.
Girl, he sprinkled you. Do we know what sprinkle means? Share a 7.
Sprinkle.
It's like, it's not necessarily an ideology that I live by, but it's entertaining as Sprinkling is when you kind of just like look at a man, you kind of demand that he like pays for things, demand that he takes you shopping, demand that he takes you out for dinner and he's gonna put down his card, etc., etc. He did that to you. He's been watching Shara. I'm sorry, continue.
We get into the cinema. My butt had just touched the seat and he goes, can we make out now? And I was like, no. So he grabs my hand and he holds it like a dead fish for the whole movie. Sweaty mother. The whole 2.5 hours is just holding my hand. And I was like, this is the worst. We leave, start walking back to my car. He just assumes I'm going to drive him home. So he just gets in my car and I drive him back and we pull out the front of his house and he goes, so can we make out now? And I was like, sorry, no.
What part of this date makes you think that it went well? I swear, some guys are just so hot. They think that they just like don't have to do anything. They don't have to work for it at all. And guess what? I mean, they're kind of right. Like, let's face it, they're kind of right. Some of the most bland and also weirdest dates I've been on have been with guys that are so good looking, like literally so good looking, but just awful and boring and just no effort, zero effort whatsoever. It's like I'm taking them on a date.
No.
He gets out of the car and I unmatch him and then I was literally traumatized. It's actually a miracle that I went on the first date with my current boyfriend, because like it took me 3.5 years to get the over that. It was a nightmare. It was awful.
Yeah, girl, he sprinkled you. Def's a red flag if he doesn't drive. I mean, listen, I don't know if I agree with that per se. It's definitely an asset if he drives. I don't drive. Is that a red flag? I'm just a passenger princess. All the non-drivers in the comment section feeling offended. I'm triggered. I'm so triggered. I mean, I'm not saying you should avoid going on dates with good-looking guys. But what I am saying is you should avoid going on... No, you shouldn't be surprised if there's very little effort being put in. Because they don't have to. Or they feel like they don't have to. Because other women have made them feel like they don't have to. It is a privilege to be in their presence. Isn't it funny how, like, it literally does not take that much effort at all? Like, even if you don't drive, like, maybe, like, let's offer to grab them in an Uber. You know, it's a first date. We don't push those things upon people on a first date, okay? He probably just thought,
I just gotta show up and I'm gonna get some.
No.
and for the record, can we all collectively decide as women to, like, stop settling for, like, the bare minimum? Because the only reason why guys like that feel like all they have to give is the bare minimum is because someone accepted it. Stop that! I love you, but stop accepting the bare minimum. You deserve better than that. Oh God, I'm just ranting. I read a comment that was like,
I just feel like these videos are just becoming all Charlotte talking.
and it's like, yes, babes, this is my YouTube channel. I do talk on it. Transformative commentary! Timothy, can we make me a transformer again? I swear to God, all of these exist on TikTok. Like, you don't need me to show them to you. You can go on that app if you don't want to hear me talk. Moving on! First day back. Things are weird.
Tell me about the worst date, and I mean absolute worst date you've been on. I'll go first. Grab your popcorn, because this is one for the books. So I live in Michigan, and one of the popular things to do in the summer is go on the lake and party. This is all pre-COVID, by the way. So one day, me and my friends go on the lake, and we're partying, and this group of boys in the boat next to us are so fine, and they come over to us, and they invite us to go on their boat. So you know my scooted over and went. So this smexy boy was talking to me, and he was like, what are you doing after this? And I'm like, nothing. And he's like, I really want to take you out to lunch after this. Let's go. Bet, let's go. Time passes by. I'm in my Uber on the way there, feeling myself, and I accidentally spill a little bit of drink on myself, but that's okay. I'm still going.
You're
As I
drinking
pull
in the
up,
Uber?
I see him walking in. But you know who I see behind him? His 5 friends. Babe, thought this was a one-on-one date. Anyways, call my friend. Bree, please come. I don't want to be alone. And she goes, girl, I got you. Walk in. First thing he whispers to me is, that stain. Are you trying to embarrass me in front of my friends?
Hold the phone. Hold the freaking phone. He did not. I'm sorry, y'all just came from a boat party and he's expecting you to have your together. I'd be more surprised if you didn't spill anything after a boat party. I'd be losing my phone in the lake, falling over things, falling in. It is a successful boat day if you have fallen in at least once.
First of all, why are your friends here in the first place? I thought this was an individual date. Ignore that comment. Rest of the lunch went fine, I guess, until he apologizes for the comment he made and he says, what are you doing tonight? I want to take you out to dinner. And why did I go? Because it gets so much worse.
Wait, did he bring his friends to dinner too? Oh, that's weird. Okay, all right. I'll let you finish, but there's something about this that I don't like.
So I go back home, I get ready, and then I drive 40 minutes to see him again. Ladies, never drive 40 minutes for a man. Before you say, why are you so dumb? This man was literally the finest man I've ever seen in my entire life. Not an excuse, but there's your answer. Anyways, I pull up to his house, and what is he doing? He's outside playing basketball with his friends. I get out of the car in my miniskirt and my hair extensions, and I say, where are we going? We get into his car, and his friend walks up to the window, but I can't hear what they're saying because he's blasting music. He gets out of the car, his friend goes and sits in the driver's seat and drives off with me alone. Am I being kidnapped right now?
I'm sorry, what? Whoa, that's so much worse than what I thought. Okay, whoa, okay. I thought too highly, clearly. Like, this is literally a sport for good-looking guys. It's like,
How much can I get away with?
that's what's going through their heads.
How ratchet can I possibly be and still get laid?
He's speeding. He's not paying attention to anything I'm saying. I'm like, sir, where are you taking me? Take me back to my date. I don't know if he can't hear me because of the music. But then he drives back to my date. And my date gets back in the car. And I'm like, what the F just happened? Want to know his response? Oh, I'm selling my car to my homeboy. And he wanted to do a little test run really quick before I sell it to him. So you leave me in the car with him? He's like, Julia, I'm really sorry. I really like you. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Where are we going to dinner? And I'm like, you pick. Just wait. So his homeboy calls him in the middle of us deciding where to eat. And he goes, hey, do you and Julia want to hang out with us? And he goes, yeah, sure. At this point, oh my god, I'm about to explode.
Girl, it could not get worse than that, could it? Could it? Could it? Why don't dudes like this just go on dates with their friends? If that's what you want, just go on a date with your friend. Y'all should just date each other, I swear to God.
So I'm like, bro, are you effing kidding me right now? And he's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to say. We can only hang out with them for like an hour and then we can do our own thing. So his friends pull up and they are in a Jeep, an open window, open door Jeep. Mind you, there's 4 boys in this car. I'm the only girl there, and they have the great idea to go on the highway at 100 miles an hour. Anyone who wears hair extension knows that highway and open windows and hair extensions do not go together. While we're on the freeway, I'm holding my hair like this so it doesn't fall out, and he's trying to kiss me. Bro, we are in the car. I am in the middle seat, and you are trying to kiss me while 5 boys are in this car. Do not touch me. 2 hours go by of us literally driving and doing nothing. I cannot take it anymore. I scream, pull over and let me out of this car right the now. They did. And then I went up to him and I said, you will never pull a girl if you act this way. I'm embarrassed for you. You are 25 years old. His response, then why do I have a girlfriend of 1 year?
Good question. You got me there.
You got me there. But that is not a crime.
You stumped me on that one. Oh, Lord. Lord Almighty. I think he likes his friends, not girls. I mean, so many points where I would have just left. He had no regard for your safety or feelings. I'm so glad nothing bad happened to you. This is the thing. I feel like we all just get a little bit like, when they're super, super good looking, I feel like all of our standards go out the window. Absolutely not. I feel like there's a theme, like a common theme for this video. I feel like we're learning things though, guys.
So for a while, I was hooking up with this guy, and no matter what, he would never invite me to sleep over. Like, it was very weird.
He has a girlfriend.
We were hooking up for several months, and we would hang out multiple times a week and hang out until 2 a.m. at his apartment and go on dates, and yet he would just never actually invite me to sleep over. The other context for this story is that he also insisted on driving me everywhere. Like, even if our plan was to hang out at his apartment, he would drive and pick me up from my apartment and then drive me back to his apartment. So he was always driving, which worked for me because I am bad at driving. Yeah, because I'm a woman. Boing. Just kidding. But I am very bad at driving, regardless of my gender. Anyway, one night, I'm like fed up. It's been like months of hooking up with this guy. I'm like, why doesn't he just invite me to sleep over? You know, I like sleeping at other people's places because my room is always messy and I like to sleep in a clean room. Is that too much to ask? And no, I will not clean my own room to fix this problem. Anyway, one night we're hanging out until like 4 a.m. Okay. And we have multiple times. So you think I've earned my spot in his bed for the night, my spot in his inn. So, but I'm hinting really heavily. I'm like, just invite me to sleep over. Oh my God. So I'm hinting, I'm doing the thing where I'm like, oh, like, I'm just so comfy. Like, I could fall asleep right here. Me. Oh man, I'm gonna fall asleep. And I feel his arms stiffen around me. And after a big beat of silence, he goes, well, you can sleep in the car. What a burn. Oh my God.
Oh, Lord. Wait. No. Okay. I'm sorry. Did he have like a girlfriend in nursing or something? Like, or was it just like a...
Oh, if you sleep over, then this is more serious than I want it to be.
It's like, no, sorry, this is a boundary.
We were just intimate multiple times, but sleeping over is like an intimacy line that I will not cross.
That's what I don't understand. You know, it's like...
You know, it's too much commitment, too much intimacy. I'm afraid of intimacy.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like we literally just hooked up. That's like arguably the most intimate thing you can do. You know what you say to guys like that? You say, okay, well, I don't think I'm ready to be intimate in that way with you either. Watch them switch up. Watch them.
Last night, I had such a bad date. I'm like kind of scared for my life because this guy's kind of psycho. So I met this guy on Hinge. It always starts with Hinge. He picked this like sushi restaurant. He wanted to go get sushi. I mean, he asked me what type of food I like. I told him I'm pretty much open-minded, just pick anything. And so like everything was fine, but he would kind of give me like subtle flags that he had like a small temper. Like he would get like mad over like little things, like, you know, just waiting 5 seconds for the valet person to get the car. But I'm a nice person. I'm a nice girl. I like to see the best in people, so I kind of like ignore those stuff. Big mistake. So at the beginning of the day, he proceeds to say that he has never done anything like this for a woman. He said that he had to drive all the way from Beverly Hills to downtown, and he's never done that. And he's never taken out a woman on a date. So
Red flag.
What type of women have you been dating?
Yeah, no kidding.
So when we finished our food, he asked me what I wanted to do after. And I was like, oh, whatever you want. We can go to like a bar, we can go to a club, whatever. So guess what he suggested? He said, since you have a luxury apartment, why don't we go back to your place? And I told him, absolutely not. I don't know you. I don't take people back to my place. Sorry. Respectfully. I said that very respectfully. And he got mad. He kept asking me why. Why can't I go to your place? Why can't I, there's no reason. Like, why is the reason? The reason is stupid. Kept saying because I didn't have a valid reason as to why I didn't want to let him into my apartment.
You don't need one, babes.
I had to let him in my apartment. At that point, I excused myself to go to the restroom. I was going to leave the date. But you know, me as a nice person, I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't know. I'm very nice.
You're too nice. We're all too nice. I know there are men watching, so maybe I won't venture down there. But like, honestly, treat dating as if people don't have the best intentions. They gotta win you over. We don't gotta be nice to nobody.
I should have left because when I came back, he asked me to split the bill, which threw me off because you suggested to go out with me. You took me on a date. Now you're asking me to pay half because I didn't let you go into my apartment because you didn't get lucky.
Yeah.
I grabbed the check. I told the waiter, he's weird. I'm leaving. Charge his card. I'm gone. This man proceeded to chase me down and hold me back and started calling me Mexican trash.
Whoa!
And broke Mexican. I don't know. He started calling me all these racial slurs.
Whoa!
I literally left on a scooter and he started texting me all this crazy. I blocked him. He started calling me on unknown numbers. He starts like spamming my Instagram with comments and just disrespectful. Literally had to email Hinge and show Hinge all the email threads, everything.
Good.
I screenshot everything. Like, I am worried I have a stalker now and could kill me because he knows where I live. Men worry about getting finessed on a date out of a meal, but women worry about literally getting killed.
And that's literally the thing, right? Oh no, you have to pay $30 for someone else's meal. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to worry about getting killed? It's not the same. Replace nice with naive, man. Yeah, Kate, nice is not a good word for that. I actually agree with that. We don't gotta be nice to nobody. And I get that sometimes it's like, well, we gotta be nice because otherwise they might get mad. Friend, you wanting to remain looking like a nice person to a basic stranger can get you hurt. That's what's up. I mean, clearly it didn't even matter with this guy. He was gonna get mad either way. But like, why do we care? You're never gonna see him again, hopefully. Stop being so nice.
When I tell you that my love life is like, it's like straight out of like a comedy. Not that long ago, I went on a date with this guy. At first I wasn't really interested. It was just like, whatever. Like, I was just there because I was like, oh, he's adorable. He's nice. Like, you know, whatever. But then after a date, I was like, oh, like, I actually really like him. And after looking at him longer, he's getting handsome. So then after our date, I'm starting to show interest and stuff, and everything's good for literally a few days. Not even a few days, like a day or two. And then after that, the vibe is just different. You can tell he's just pulling away. But then he chalks it up to like, oh, I'm not a good texter, or oh,
no, there's someone else. There's someone else.
Oh, and then like we had plans to hang out again, and then he's like, oh, like my dad just pulled up. He's staying over, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Literally just yesterday, he basically had texted me talking about like, I do like you, I do want to get to know you, sorry I was being stupid, I think you're gorgeous, and we just really vibe and get along. And
girl, he's seeing somebody else. He is seeing somebody else. Maybe that other person didn't really work out, or maybe she's kind of like giving him a run for his money, and then when she pushed him away, he came back to you. That's what's going on. I'm telling you right now, that's what's going on. I hate that I know this. I hate it. But you gotta be, though. You gotta be. I'm here to share my knowledge.
Cool, I'm like, bet. I just want to like feel wanted. And we don't have to text all the time. Just let's set up dates and that's it. And we're good. Literally never responds. Never ever responds. Cool, whatever. So because he had already been acting like kind of weird, pulling back and stuff, I accepted to go on a date with somebody else.
Good for you.
And so we go on a date yesterday. We went to a restaurant. And you will never guess who was there.
Who? Let me guess. He was there on a date with somebody else. Look, I'm telling you. Oh, it's literally in the hook. Okay. I'm not psychic, I swear.
We get set at a high top. We're chilling. We're talking, having a good time, having a great conversation. Super handsome guy. He's super nice, super chill. Some guy gets sat right next to us because it's like multiple high tops kind of next to each other.
Oh, God.
Some guy gets sat right next to us.
Ooh.
Right next to me. At first, I didn't like look to see who it was. I'm just like, okay, someone's getting sat here. But then he's sitting there for a second, and then like I turned for a second, and like it was him. It was him.
Girl, I love the fact that he saw you on a date with someone else, though. Like, yes, okay, yeah, obviously it's confirmed he was seeing somebody else. But, like, I love that he ran into you while you were seeing somebody else. Like, delicious.
Within a few seconds of me having turned to look and then, like, turning back to look at my date, the guy gets up and goes back to the hostess to ask to be sat somewhere else. Because I'm pretty sure he realized and noticed that it was me, especially when I was talking to the other guy. He heard my voice. When I tell you, my heart was like, doom, 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 like pounding. I was like, this is insane. There ain't no way out of all the mother restaurants, this one, he chooses to bring someone else to this one.
It's meant to be.
Mind you, he wasn't with a girl yet. Not that long later, a girl shows up and she comes and she sits right next to us. But then she realizes that he's not there, and then she gets up and goes to go sit with him. So obviously my date noticed that I was like squirmish and like, ugh. She's like, what's wrong? Whatever. And I was like, honestly, don't judge me. I'm going to be honest with you. And I told him the truth. I told him everything. And he was so nice about it. He was so cool, so nice about it. And he was like, let's send them shots.
Oh, I love him already, babes. Tell me he picked you up on a steed and you rode off into the sunset together. Tell me that's how it went. All right, we got a part 3. We got one more. This is juicy. I love this because it confirms every bias I have.
So at first I'm like, no, like we're not doing that. Like, come on now.
Do it.
And he's like, why not? Like, let's share happiness. It's not that I'm upset. It's just that, like, I can't believe that. Like, out of all the places, out of all the restaurants, it's like, what a coincidence. Like,
not a coincidence.
How does this even happen? That's just my thought and how I feel. I was like, all right, like, you want to send them shots? Fine, let's send them shots. But we have to take a shot too. And he's like, now you're talking. So we get the waitress and we ask her for shots and we ask her to send shots to the other table, to the other couple. So she's like, yeah, okay, cool. So we sent them a shot of Don Julio Reposado.
Oh, that's a nice tequila.
Really great shot. And she takes them over and she tells them whatever. And we're like waiting for them to turn around to see like who sent it and to like just be like, cheers. Just to be, well, to me, it was just being petty. The guy I was on date with, I don't know what was on his mind. But they literally never turned around. They just took the shot. So the waitress comes back to us and she's like, that was so weird. She's like, they didn't even ask who they were from. Like, it was almost like they were just expecting it. She was like, they kind of seemed a little bit entitled. Like, they didn't care. And they just took it like as if they had ordered the drinks.
Wow.
And then I proceeded to enjoy the rest of my date with the guy that I was with, who's way more handsome.
Period. Love a happy ending. You know what he was probably saying to his date? He's probably like,
oh, this crazy. She's just crazy. Oh God, I went on a date with her. She's just obsessed with me.
You know what? I hope some dating karma comes for that guy. And guess what? It always does. And even their dates will be ruined in 28 seconds or less. Subscribe!